Sing to the Lord, give praise to the Lord. He rescues the life of the needy from the hands of the wicked. It's Jeremiah 20:13. I want to talk about worship because today at church, if you can see the screen behind me, there's a song I never heard we were singing, and the lyrics for the chorus are, I worship you, I was created to worship you. It made me think of a friend of mine and a handful of others who I've heard say, why would I want to worship a narcissist God who created me just to worship him? And they call God a narcissist, even though they pretty much profess not to believe in him. And it's a sad reality of our world because we've created so many false gods, so many lower gods. Many people won't call them that, but when you idolize something, you create a god out of them. The definition of worship is the reverent love and devotion accorded a deity, an idol, or a sacred object. Ardent admiration or love, adoration. And there's so many celebrities in this world who are loved. They have ardent fans who will go at your throat if you say anything bad or against their idol. And that's out of an ardent admiration and a level of worship that is only to be reserved for God, for the Most High God that created you. Now, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. If we were all exuding those types of qualities in ourselves and everyone else was around us, imagine how harmonious living would be. And that's what God wants. That's what worship is. When you are worshiping a holy and righteous creator, you want to be those things. When you realize that Jesus came and sacrificed himself, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. The ultimate form of love, sacrifice in action. Despite people spitting in his face, mocking him, nailing him to a cross, he forgave them, knowing that his death, his sacrificial death on the cross, was for anyone who would come to believe. Some of those people who mocked him originally came to believe because they saw that act of love. But we live in a world where we worship idols. We make gods of idols and we give them our worship. And then we just casually dismiss the idea of worshiping God, who is good, who when you worship God, that love and devotion to him exudes itself to others. John 4:23 says, yet a time is coming and has now come when the true worshipers will worship the Father in the Spirit and in truth, for they are the kind of worshipers the Father seeks. God is Spirit, and his worshipers must worship in the Spirit and in truth. Matthew 6:24, I've said this before, no one can serve two masters. Either he'll hate the one and love the other, or be devoted to the one and despise the other. And he tells you not to worry about your life, what you'll eat or drink, or about your body, what you'll wear. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothes? That's because God is Spirit. When we worship God, we are worshiping in the Spirit, and our spirit should exude God to others and those around us, making them want to be forgiving, making them want to be understanding and have patience with people that they don't necessarily agree with. That's how you share the love of God. Self-control, discipline would allow us all to have better boundaries and to live more in harmony together, having the fruits of the Spirit. But we give our love to these idols that the world creates that are perverting our minds, pulling us away from the love of God and away from the desire to worship the only true source that is worthy of worship. So I pray this resonates with you. If you're seeking truth, look no further than Jesus Christ, and hopefully you'll realize what that worship means. It's not some blanket submission and some blind faith. It's a worship out of love, knowing the sacrifice that was made for you that makes you want to love others the way our Father in heaven loved us through Jesus. I pray this finds you well. God bless you tomorrow.